We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you.
Hey, tell me why Fuko had me ready to fight today. She sounded like a great general under the heavens, rallying the troops and mentally fortifying them for all that is to come within this last saga of Undead Unluck. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Chapter 213 saw us departing Kurasu's idol arc to head towards our last recruit, the untouchable girl, Tatiana. And obviously, there were some interesting things aside from that, so let's dive into everything that our great Lord and Savior Yoshifumi Gotsuka has graced us with on this fine domingo. Bienvenidos a la Tofides, me llamo Darzus, and I hope you are all doing absolutely outstanding. Lo siento por la espera, pero I'll save any words about my hiatus till the end of the video because people don't really care about that stuff. They just want to hear about Undead Unluck Chapter 213, and if you are here to hear about that, I thank you. I would appreciate a like on this video if you, like the content, comment how you felt about this entire chapter and what you think is going to go down in Tatiana's arc, because I think it could be a very large one. However, let's just talk about the chapter. So after playing a better relationship therapist than a reality TV host, Fuko's body has finally begun to stabilize. Like So had said back in 210, Fuko's soul vessel had reached its limit after living so many years, and had cracked in essence following shooting off her giant soul bullet at Beast Leviathan. She had to have her parents pair up once again in order to ensure her vessel could be created again in this timeline, thus basically repairing or fixing her current self. But although Fuko is feeling better than ever right now, there's still an ill omen on her mind, and that is why Soul did what he did during the idol arc. Obviously, Fuko learns that Soul was the one pulling the strings behind Kurasu's revolt, and just given the fact that Fuko was easily able to stymie all of his, sort of plans against herself and the Union, what was the reason for him doing this? And I'm kind of with Fuko here because I think that this intrusion for certain says a couple things. One, we know that Master Rules will interfere with quests whether they are targets or not. We saw that with War beforehand, and now we're seeing it with Soul, so we know that is just a certain thing that we have to be on the lookout for. And two, we know that So or Uma's soul has the ability to manipulate the souls of Negators and likely Uma's too. This makes sense given he's the embodiment of this rule, but it's just scary to think about the fact that he can inject himself into another person's mind at will and basically into their soul or their heart as well, given the fact that he can actually administer his soul into another person, as we saw him kind of like override Sadako Kurasu's emotions during that idol arc. So just like Fuko, this is all making me wonder what's next on Soul's agenda. Maybe he's going to use his power to make the Union infight against each other. It even makes me wonder if Sadako Kurasu is infected or something? Since he put his soul into her and he could control her at will seemingly, could he do that again with her now in the premises of the Union? Would be crazy to see another sort of Nico Vorgel, Uma Ghost type situation being blackmailed into doing some nefarious things that just screw over everything. Who knows? All I do know is that there's a lot of oddities to this whole situation, and I hope Yoshifumi uses this seemingly pointless idol arc as a true inflection point of terror for this series, because it'd just be kind of funny. But you know how Yoshifumi Gotsuka is, he's got his pedal to the metal, time never waits for no man, we're on to the next situation. There ain't no rest for the wicked, y'all. Negators don't grow on trees, and as we search for the next one, Void calls Fuko to say that we have secured a fan favorite. Bunny has been picked up from her orphanage pre-bubble suit, and I know we all had a big smile on our face just to see this entire interaction. Like, our girl, safe, Bunny a-gooing, well, I guess not yet, however, maybe sometime in the very soon future she'll be a-gooing. I guess we don't want her to be a-gooing, but maybe we'll see where the a-goo comes from. All that sort of junk, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, great to see Bunny back, and it's good to see that the poly couple of the series have apparently got their first kid. But it's funny to talk about time because it really is moving fast right now in the series. You can really feel that we're approaching the end of Undead Unluck, and this very forceful speech that was delivered by Fuko showed off the sort of resolve which will be necessary to come out on the winning side of this entire fight against God, but god damn it, it was beautiful. So without diving through this speech line by line, what Fuko basically does is lay it all out for the Negators. Every single piece of information which she has been hiding from them up to this point, because although she has been extremely transparent, extremely honest, there's like one more thing that she just had to be upfront about. She says the organization she's gathered now is connected by fate, friends and foes of the past, those who fought for and against each other, betrayed each other, but even through all of their history, they've entrusted their hopes and dreams into Fuko. Since the beginning of this loop, she's been scared to lead, but seeing how everybody else worked so hard to realize their dreams, there was no way she could hold back from trying to achieve her own. And although this has led to them becoming the union as they are right now, there's still one more friend they have to save. Tatiana, the self-targeting compulsory activation type negator known as Untouchable. And Tatiana in this loop is a model. And it would be an absolute travesty to take away her ability to wear the clothes she loves. Yo, you feel me? You got jokes. You are hilarious. I absolutely loved this entire speech, especially like, putting the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of just like all leading up to us saving Tatiana and Tatiana having a legitimate reason to need to be wearing clothes, because like Fuko, this is the most important woman for Fuko to save, not like in terms of the plot, the narrative, but to her sentimentally. There's a promise which Fuko has to uphold to that little girl Tatiana, and that she wants to uphold to herself as well. And she's trying to make that happen. She wants to be Tatiana's friend. She wants to save her from that tragedy, to shake her hand, but she also wants her to be able to wear clothes. And like, that's serious, nigga. I'm dead serious. Like, I want Tatiana to be a normal young character who's clothed. That is bars, Yoshifumi Gotsuka. Like, this is some real writing right here. But in all seriousness, yes, I joke about the Tatiana being a model situation because it's funny that she really needs to wear clothes. However, it really does emphasize how important of an individual Tatiana is to Fuko, and how important this entire arc is going to be to try to avert the tragedy, because like Tatiana's one is actually really bad, kind of on par with like Gina's in terms of like, a lot of people could be deaded if Tatiana's ability just manifests itself in the wrong space at the wrong time. So let's see what happens. I think we are in store for a very cool arc, a very cool recruitment. But this is actually when Fuko springs the biggest reveal on us. Following the recruitment of Tatiana, the avertment of her tragedy, she vows that she will use the Remember artifact. The exact artifact which can awaken one's memories from previous loops. And this is crazy because this is something people have been debating since the day that it's been introduced for loop 2. I know, and you know what I mean, like the Buroja War, we literally went out there obviously to save Billy and Tella and Creed. However, it was to get the goddamn Remember artifact. We've always had this thought of whether Fuko will use this sort of trump card, because a lot of people are worried. Is this the right thing to do? As it's been established within the past 10 to 15 chapters even, the people that are alive during this loop, the Shin of loop 2, for the sake of just talking right now, is different than the Shin of loop 1. The Mui is different than the Mui of loop 1. However, if these people are the same souls, it does make sense to me, for the sake of, strengthening these negators, to use the Remember artifact, to show them what their past motivations are, what their past regrets are. Because Undead Unluck has always been a series which is about understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, coming to terms with your past traumas and your past experiences, and using them to be a stronger version of yourself today. Like, that's quite literally what the Remember artifact is a cheat code for, so it never made sense to me that we would potentially not use this artifact. I am happy to see it finally actually get brought up right now, because we're about to go into the final saga. It really feels like we're setting every single piece and tidbit of information up so we can dive into that fight with every piece of armor, every weapon at our disposal. However, I don't even know, bro. I'm out of breath. I fucking love this shit. But on that same front, one of the reasons people were concerned with Fuko using the Remember artifact was they were scared that some of the recipients of this information, of this knowledge of the past loops, may turn a new leaf, They may turn from the happy versions of themselves which Fuko has created during this loop and take those past regrets, those past, experiences, and use them towards evil now. However, that's been the whole point of loop 2, to avert those tragedies. Like if Rip were to see the past version of himself being so angry and like trying to steal the round table because he wants to murder everybody and save Layla, he would laugh about it because he'd be like, dog, I saved Layla. Like, good shit, Fuko. We did it, dog. In any and every other situation, circumstance, you could say the same exact thing. The top bull sparks. His friends never died. He was just able to get unstoppable and be unstoppable. Freaking Ishin. All of her tragedy. She knows how to actually use her ability. She's confident in herself. She knows her family. She was able to, do a lot. It makes sense to use the artifact. It makes a lot of sense. In the past it making sense, we got this dope-ass mother trucking panel, all because Fuko wants to use this artifact and prepare for this final battle against all these god-darn jewels, against all these god-darn gods. Like, dog, give it to me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm telling you, Yoshifumi Gotsuka, he had me going this morning. But jokes aside, it is amazing to see the woman that Fuko has grown into by chapter 210 of Undead Unluck. She is an absolutely outstanding leader, a great general under the heavens. It's amazing to see the amount of faith that she's instilled in the people who work under her, because that is not blind faith. That is something that has been earned and instilled in people because of her actions. Her motivations, her morals, everything's what she has, espoused to the people that she's been working with just reflects that she's an amazing person. She's a badass mother trucker. That she's ready to go defeat God. And right now, she's ready to do one more thing before we do that. And that is pick up Tatiana as we head off at the end of the chapter. And I have no theories about what's going to go on. However, it's going to be a really good arc. I didn't like the idol arc that much because as soon as we dived into it, I could tell that Yoshifumi Gotsuka was going to do some underhanded shit, some sick shit. Why did he want to create fake tension? There was no reason to do the whole soul vessel breaking yada 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 stuff because dog, just have it be an idol arc. Just have it be focused on that. It could have just been an idol arc with no tension at all. Kurisu versus Fuko's mom. Focus completely on just Fuko and her, getting to know her mom and shit. Obviously it still happened. Obviously the moments were still funny. I just wish we got to see the girls in some harder fits. I just wish we got to see the guys not switching over to the bad side. It made no sense. A lot of pointless drama. Nonetheless, interesting how Fuko's we got one more person to recruit because obviously there's a man somewhere out in the world who we have not seen yet. Has not been located, has not been identified. And I wonder, is that on purpose, Yoshifumi? Is he going to be a villain, Yoshifumi? Or is he going to be on the good side? Because, I don't want to fight on Ruin. I'm not going to cap. He going to kill some of my friends. That dude knew something about souls. If you look in the, latter stages of Undead Unluck, he knew a lot more than the Union knew up until, recent chapters. So, I would love to see on Ruin, truly, giving it his go. Truly being out here. However, it would be nice if he was on our side. And I said I would mention this now, and I'll do that now, I guess. Lo siento para la espera. I've been gone for a second. However, it's just because life is busy as shiest right now. Really busy. And whenever real life is knocking at the door, I just handle that stuff because I don't want to get evicted. I need to work. I need to live a life. You know how it is, y'all. Handle your real life first. Go outside, touch some grass, drink some water, enjoy a good show with your friggin' friends. If you're watching The Boys, enjoy The Boys. It's this new season. Not my favorite season of The Boys, but the show's on. Hope you all are all doing amazing. Watch The Elusive Samurai. I never even read that shit. Really enjoyed the first episode this morning, y'all. Get your exercise in if you haven't done that too. Hey, man, I'm just rambling. Because I like to talk to y'all, and I haven't talked to y'all in a while, and I would like to say that. Hope you're doing amazing. So I'll see y'all soon.